Hello friends, welcome to the Wednesday Sew. With blades so expensive, we're going to explore today if it's worth sharpening your blades or buying new ones. Again, stick around as we're going to look a used blade through a microscope, then sharpen it and then look at that blade through a microscope again and see what the difference is. Now you might ask, how do you know if your blade is not sharp? One of the signs is actually burning the wood you're going through. Another sign, but not as dependable, it is if the blade takes a long time to go through material, but that is only when you compare the same material, because denser wood will take the blade longer to go through than non-dense wood. So the best indicator is the burning. If the blade is burning your wood, then you know your blade needs to be replaced. So stick around and let's explore this. So here is the face of the blade, and I use the marker to mark a specific tooth for two reasons. The first, I can find out the same blade position to compare after the sharpening, and the other, during the sharpening process, of course, we know where to start and when to end. This is a 1000 time magnification, and you can see a blade the way probably you have never seen it before. I do found it fascinating as to how much material it is deposited. As you can see here, this is the carbon tip. This is the part we are going to actually sharpen. You don't sharpen the metal. This is a carbon tip blade, and you only sharpen the carbon teeth. But look at the small corrosion and deposits on this blade. Forgive the jerkiness, but I'm holding the microscope with one hand and move it around, so it is not as easy as you might think. You clearly see my mark there that I simply made with a Sharpie. The process of sharpening is actually very interesting. Here again, I want to show you how the blade look and touch. I also think that after we sharpen blades, we should clean them as well. Maybe put them in a solution of vinegar to make sure that they are much better protected. Do you notice the deposit on the head? That really surprised me, and it was not visible without the microscope. I would have never guessed that there was so much deposit on the head. And there you saw it very clearly. You see that deposit, which I'm not really sure what it is. So let's see how we did. Here is our mark again, and let's find the carbon tip. Again, I apologize, this is the first time I use the microscope. And we can see clearly the deposit gone. And we can see that the tip is in better shape. Again, I apologize, I will get better utilizing this equipment as time goes along. Now, this is the first pass, and I see that it is not perfect by any means. It looks much better to the naked eye, but under the microscope you can see that it needs to be grinded more, so we are going to do that. But again, it is intriguing to me to see it under microscope, and even the single pass has gotten rid of all the deposits, which certainly has made the ability of the blade to cut better. You can clearly see the details of the blade and the connection of the carbon tooth to the blade itself. I'm sorry about the shakiness of the video again. I will try to find a better way to do that in the future. Here is a closer look of the grinding. Again, I'm not very pleased with the way I did grind it. It was my first attempt at grinding a blade as well. So a lot of first on this video, but clearly you see that some things were done, the deposits have been totally removed. But I will take it through the grinder again to achieve a better result. I'm going to show you, however, as much of a close-up as I can as I learn how to rotate the microscope. And I'm just showing you, I'm always showing you the same tooth because that is important in this process. I'm amazed at the amount of deposits, and here's the tooth again and the grind marks. When you look at it with the naked eye, it looks perfectly flat, it looks perfectly smooth, and even when I touch it with my finger it looks sharp and smooth. So you see how much more you can see through a microscope. That brings you 1,000 times closer than your eyes do. Again, that is not a satisfactory result, so I'm going to try again to do that a little better, but definitely this blade cuts better now. There is no question in my mind about that, and I will let you know when I test it next time how well it actually works. But just looking at this carbon head is amazing to me about how the blades we use every day are manufactured and created. At the minimum, it did clear the head. You can see absolutely no deposits there, but the sharpening is only in one side and it is not even. So maybe I need to adjust my sharpening jig a little better, but I will do that, and if possible I will show you the results. I'll let you now to just look at it and see a close-up of a carbon tooth. I did go out and use my sharpening jig again, and here we're back, and it made an amazing difference. You see my mark there, and when you look at it, it looks perfect, but there it is. You can see now the whole surface is actually grind, and that's what we want. And when you look at it, it looks just perfect. Only the microscope indicates some imperfections. I keep returning to the reference mark, so I want you to be sure that we're always looking at the same part of the blade for good comparisons. It might be that the carbon part is there a little bit cheap, but overall this is much better. Again, when you put your finger on it, it feels absolutely smooth, and when you look at it, it looks very bright and shiny. You can see the deposits on the blade, so I am going to put this blade in a vinegar solution to make sure that all the deposits are cleaned and the blade is in perfect shape overall. Hello friends, thank you for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed the episode today and that you will come to be with us again this Sunday and in the coming weeks every Wednesday and Sunday. If you did like the episode, please smash the like button. If you did not, the other button works as well. If you like what we do in general in this channel, please share, like, most importantly subscribe and comment so we create a vibrant community. I appreciate you watching and supporting the do-it-yourself channel we have created, and we are very close, about 10 people away from 300 subscribers as I'm shooting this video. So I hope we soon will have those 10 people subscribe, and we're going to do another giveaway. We did one, if you remember, at 200. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on Saturday with a build.